What's going on, everybody? This is Jose Estremera with Enduring Legacy Partnership, and today we need to have a serious conversation about the economy, the housing market, and why legendary economist Gary Shilling is warning that a recession may be coming in 2026. Now, before people panic and start saying, this is another 2008 situation, let's slow down for a second, because there are similarities, but there are also major differences. If you are a homeowner, a real estate investor, a first-time home buyer, or somebody trying to understand where the economy may be heading, this is a conversation you need to pay attention to. One of the reasons Gary Shilling gets so much attention is because he was one of the economists warning about the housing bubble before the 2008 crash happened. While many people ignored the warning signs back then, he was looking at the data, the debt levels, and the housing market fundamentals. So when Gary Shilling speaks about the economy, people listen. According to Shilling, several warning signs are starting to line up: high mortgage interest rates, weak consumer spending, rising debt pressure, slowing business investment, and a housing market that is becoming frozen. And honestly, that frozen housing market is something we are already seeing. Sellers do not want to give up the extremely low mortgage rates they locked in during 2020 and 2021, while buyers are struggling with higher monthly payments, rising property taxes, insurance costs, HOA fees, and inflation. And this is something I constantly tell people. Affordability is not just about the price of the home. Affordability is about the monthly payment relative to income. A person may technically qualify for a mortgage, but can they comfortably live after making that payment every single month? That is the real question. Now, Gary Shilling believes we could see a recession, housing market weakness, rising foreclosures, distressed properties, and more price reductions across certain markets. However, he does not necessarily believe this will become another nationwide 2008-style collapse. And that distinction matters. Today, lending standards are much tighter. Most homeowners have fixed-rate mortgages. Many homeowners still have strong equity positions. And inventory levels in many markets are still relatively limited. So instead of a total collapse, what we may experience is something different: a painful economic reset, regional housing corrections, longer days on market, more inventory, more seller concessions, and more distressed opportunities slowly entering the market. Now here's the difficult reality: economic resets hurt people. They hurt homeowners already struggling financially. They hurt over-leveraged investors. They hurt people living paycheck to paycheck. And they hurt families who are already under financial pressure. And honestly, sometimes when you study economics, history, and market cycles deeply enough, you start seeing warning signs before other people do. That can create a strange feeling, because you realize many people were simply never taught economic literacy. Most people were never taught how interest rates affect housing, how inflation destroys purchasing power, how debt becomes dangerous during downturns, or how recessions create both pain and opportunity. That is why financial education matters so much. Not fear, not panic, education. Because throughout history, every recession has created two groups of people: those who panic and those who prepare. Now, if Gary Shilling is correct, investors will likely begin watching closely for distressed sales, foreclosures, short sales, multifamily opportunities, seller financing opportunities, and assumable FHA mortgages. Ironically, a recession could eventually improve affordability for some first-time homebuyers if mortgage rates fall, inventory rises, and sellers become more negotiable. So this situation is not black and white. It is complicated, and that is exactly why people need to start paying attention now instead of waiting until the headlines start screaming about a housing crisis. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you believe Gary Shilling is correct? Do you think a recession is coming? And do you believe the housing market is heading toward a correction? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy conversations about real estate and market trends, make sure you subscribe and follow the channel. This is Jose Estremera with Enduring Legacy Partnership. And remember, the economy always leaves clues. The question is whether people are paying attention.